Welcome to today's 75 Years of Love album launch in celebration of the 75th anniversary of the United Nations and in support of UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency. UNHCR has provided for 75 years life-saving assistance and protection to refugees globally. All donations received will be directed to support the humanitarian work of the UN Refugee Agency. On occasion of this day, we are honored to have the support of His Excellency, Mr. Volkan Bozkir, President of the 75th session of the General Assembly. We are also very honored to receive the support from 3 inspiring UN officials who are veterans of the organization, humanitarians who have worked and delivered across the UN system all their lives. Fabrizio, Hochschild, Special Advisor on preparations for the 75th United Nations anniversary. Filippo, Grandi, UN High Commissioner for Refugees, and Melissa Fleming, UN Under-Secretary General for Global Communications. They have all seen what the United Nations is able to do, the difference it can make, and the lives of people it can save. They are international civil servants whose experiences have spanned half the life of the United Nations. I would like to thank them for their kind support to this concert. I hope that you will enjoy the World Music Program, which will feature repertoire from all 5 official regional groups of the United Nations. I would like to thank Professor Edward Billis and the entire VIRTUA CREATIVE for their generous support in helping to bring beauty in the world and making this project possible. And special thank you to all the extraordinary musicians, guest artists, and friends of the UN Chamber Music Society, including Mai Fujisawa, daughter of Japan's legendary Joe Hisaishi, Christopher Tin, Julian Marley, Sarah Marley, Ms. Lauren Hill, and the entire Marley family for generously contributing to this project. By coincidence, this year also happens to be the 75th birthday of the late Bob Marley, and I hope the music in this album will remind us all that we must strive for something better through facing challenges and fight for equality and love. I hope that you will enjoy the album. I thank you.
It is a true pleasure to welcome 75 Years of Love, the ensemble music album from the UN Chamber Music Society and partners. Much like the people who make up the UN itself, this album draws on musicians and musical styles from all corners of the globe and represents a true celebration of the diversity of humanity. From the reggae tunes of Jamaica's Julian Marley, to the operatic heights of Italy's Giacomo Puccini, to the moving orchestral compositions of Saudi Arabia's Gia Rushida, the album spans continents, centuries, and civilizations. It gives me immense appreciation to note that all proceeds from the sale of this album will go to support the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR. Since its founding in 1950, when it helped refugees from the Second World War, UNHCR has grown to 17,000 personnel across 134 countries. Their life-saving and life-changing support to tens of millions of people each year has led to the organization twice winning the Nobel Peace Prize. I'm encouraged that, once again, the universal language of music is bringing people together and lending support to a worthy cause. Now more than ever, as COVID-19 rages around the world, we need to work together to be in harmony in our efforts to sing from the same songbook, if you will. I welcome this contribution from the UN Chamber Music Society and commend the work of both the Society and the UNHCR.
No more, no, oh no, 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 no. like a ship with a broken sail on a stormy day, many miles away from shore. Ooh, I wonder why I feel this way. Will it ever change? I don't wanna feel this way no more. Well,
UNHCR is proud to be part of the United Nations system, staying and delivering for those forcibly uprooted by conflict and persecution around the world. We're thankful for the strong global solidarity, especially from the host communities that have welcomed and continue to welcome refugees, internally displaced people, the stateless people. But the international community must also do more to end conflicts and injustice that force people to flee, and to support the displaced until a solution is found to their plight. Until then, we will remain with and support the 80 million refugees and other displaced people who have been uprooted from their homes but cannot make it alone. I have seen firsthand how every single act of kindness, big and small, makes a difference in the lives of the people we serve. I'm therefore very grateful to the United Nations Music Chamber Society for donating the proceeds of sales of their debut album to help people forced to flee their homes. They are part of a rapidly growing number of people around the world, helping those in need, and I hope that you will also join us in standing in solidarity with refugees.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate the 75th anniversary of the United Nations at a time when across the world we are all suffering from the effects of the same pandemic. At few times in the history of the United Nations has humanity been so united in its fears and hopes. And yet, painfully, paradoxically, in political discourse as well as in international affairs, the airwaves seem to be most dominated by polarization, by disunity, by stigmatization, by prejudice, and by conflict. And the words of disunity have real-life consequences. Protracted wars, a rise in political and interethnic violence, in discrimination and hate crimes, in attacks on asylum seekers, and a decline in solidarity and coherence in tackling global problems. The Secretary General has said we're at another 1945 moment. As our forebearers did after World War II, we need to rediscover and reassert the language of our unity, of our common fears and common hopes, forged through the crucible of this pandemic. And what better example is there of a common language beyond our differences, notwithstanding our divisions, than music? I do hope these performances will inspire us. We need change. Happy United Nations Day to all of you.
As we mark the UN's 75th anniversary, we face a global pandemic like no other, and we need to unite in spirit more than ever before. Music that transcends distance and language is therefore more important than ever. I would also like to congratulate the UN Chamber Music Society on the upcoming launch of its first album recording. The decision to direct any donations received to UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, is both generous and commendable. May the music today bring us peace and inspire us to unite and build back better from these tumultuous times. I wish everyone an enjoyable concert.